What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Whoo boy. So, a lot of stuff popped off past couple of days. I was like, oh man, I didn't do a video yesterday, but I'm gonna do it today because, usually the news pops off. I try to be on it, right? But I was like, I can't. This is crazy. So, two things. Marathon. It's over here. PlayStation price hike. Come on, son. Okay, let's talk about Marathon real quick. Let's talk about Marathon first. Real quick. Whatever. So, I watched, who was it? I think Lords. And I think I spoke on this a little bit, right? And I was like, it's a shooter, it's Bungie, whatever. And, I kind of went through this last video, but the rhetoric, what people are, you go to Twitter, you go and see what the sentiment is behind Marathon. It don't look good. This is part of the zeitgeist. This is part of promotion. This is part of like how people are feeling about games and stuff like that. And I'm looking at, I saw like maybe two out of hundreds. Because I was scrolling and it was, okay, this is what Twitter was on my timeline. It was Marathon. South of Midnight is an awesome game. South of Midnight, game of the year. South of Midnight is my favorite game. South of Midnight, oh my God, so awesome. South of Midnight, Marathon. Oh, and then an ad or something. And then Marathon. South of Midnight, so good. So you got South of Midnight getting acclaim all the way up. That nobody's saying nothing bad about South of Midnight. Marathon, everybody's like, it's meh. It's all right. I'm a pass. It's Bungie was better. It's not free to play, so I'm out. Blah, blah. It's all negative. And I don't know if it's because Bungie's messing up and Bungie doesn't have that fragrance anymore. Bungie ain't got that PlayStation fragrance. Or just the game was I saw somebody put a Metroid Prime 4 pick on top and then put a Marathon pick on bottom, and they were like, yeah. And I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, Metroid Prime, girl, look a little bit. I mean, it's different art style, but look, I already explained why the art style and Marathon is the way it is. Not why, but what it gives Bungie. It gives Bungie a little bit of overhead for compute because there's like barely any textures in the game. I mean, there are some, but it's an art style. It's a choice. But everybody is saying, bah, this is bad. Even D-Batch couldn't be like, oh, this is the best game ever. They're like, you just got to play it first and see if it's good. And I'm like, that's not how this works. Concord was a decent game. Concord wasn't a bad game. Let's just say that. But all of the feeling and sentiment and the zeitgeist around it was negative. So people didn't want to play it. If it was the best game in its genre, actually it couldn't be that because of all the negative sentiment surrounding the characters and all that stuff. So all those things combined create a good product, right? So if there's a part of your product that isn't alluring to your customers, then it takes away from the quality and the, potential success of said product. So one thing that's bad about, once again, Concord. Marathon costs money. They haven't said how much it costs, but it costs money. So I'm like, it's a premium product, but it's not something. Look, they just need it. PlayStation's out their mind. They don't know what they're doing. They going crazy because Nintendo going crazy. Japan's going crazy. Let's just call it that. And so that's one thing, price. If it was free to play, that'd be a different story. Then be like, all right, it might be a success because everybody can play it. But they don't want to do that. They want to charge you. So that's your PlayStation. Sorry. Other thing is, there's only going to be 6 heroes. So this is a hero extraction shooter. Okay. There's only going to be 6 heroes at launch and 3 maps at launch. I'm like, and you're charging for this? 6 and you're charging for it. Come on, son. I'm like, those numbers, I mean, yes, Fortnite is one map, right? And I don't know how many. You got a million billion skins, and that's the lore of Fortnite. Fortnite is like, yo, I could be Scooby-Doo. I don't know if Scooby-Doo's in it. I could be Shaggy, probably he's by it. I could be Dragon. I could be Goku. I could be Batman. I could be Spider-Man. I could be Darth Vader. I could be all these people. Whoever I want to be. More than six hero people. Heroes. And here's the thing about it, right? Sorry, I get the sniffles. I don't hate the art style. Because it looks cool. It's like the art style is like, oh, that'd be have a cool art book or just have like a wallpaper with the right. I'm like, it looks cool, but does that cool art style add anything to the game itself? And I don't think it does. And I think what it does, it perpetuates a feeling of. I heard somebody say that it felt like Fortnite, like the art style. And I was like, I mean, it is simplistic. I would say the character design is a little bit more realistic as far as proportions and stuff, but nah, it's not. Yeah. So price, then art style, whatever. The fact is only six heroes, 3 maps at launch. It's out. It's in alpha or going into open alpha, alpha, whatever, and it's launching in September. I'm like, hold up, it's April. Is that enough time to make the game good? I don't know. Is the game good already? That's subjective. Yeah. It's look. You don't have to take it from me. Just go on Twitter and look at Marathon, or just look at Marathon if it's not around on your timeline, and you will see. I was scrolling, negative, and like Destin put out. He's like, yeah, I forgot what he said exactly, but it wasn't. It was like lukewarm. It was like, I'm not. I was kind of interested, but something like that. I mean, that's kind of the sentiment all around. It's like, man, play Fortnite. It's like failure to launch. DOA. Worse than Concord, because Concord's problem was that it was super woke, for lack of a better term, and people didn't like it. They're like, what's all these ugly characters and stuff, right? And so now you got all these super colorful pastel-y neon colors, and I'm like, all right, I mean, they look kind of cool, but you gotta explain to me why everything's so bright and colorful. Because part of a game, part of like sucking people into your world, the game, is explaining the game, explaining things that are the visuals. Why, like Gears of War, for instance. I mean, I give Cliffy B, I give him flack, but one thing he did do well is he explained the world of Gears of War, the first one, very well. He said it's destroyed beauty. Simple, 2 words, destroy beauty. And that's what they wanted to do, and that's what they did, and that's what it was. And I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It was like, the world was nice and pretty and stuff, and architecture, and then Locust came and messed everything up and destroyed beauty. Got it. I'm in. Let's go. But Concord was just like, let's just make people like, I don't know. Maybe people are like, they won't like any of these characters, but these are real people. You have to like them too, because they're real, kind of real. Not real, but kind of, sort of real. And now Marathon is like, colors. That's all you got is colors? That's it, right? And it's extraction. It's like, first of all, it's an extraction shooter. A lot of people don't like extraction shooters. and I think Plume was he put out a video. He's like, there's an audience for extraction shooters. I was like, he's right. Very small audience. There's not like, you compare the audience for World of Warcraft or Fortnite or Call of Duty, any other game, compared to extraction shooter. I'm just saying the whole genre of extraction shooters, not as big. I'm just saying, why would you make a game, a niche game that a lot of people don't play, and expect a lot of people to play? Because your name is Bungie? Also, I just heard this. I think Plume said it. And he agreed with me. I said the same thing. He said, one of the, whatever, it was an interview or something, and they said, we don't want to compete with like tit for tat or whatever, like to make like a game that competes exactly directly or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, with the other games, right? We want to make something that's unique, or I forgot what he said. But I was like, he's like, the thing is, you're not competing against games. You're competing for time. You're competing for time you're competing to take away the time that someone would spend playing Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or Fortnite or whatever else, Apex Legends, and convince them to play Marathon. That's what you're competing for. Time, not against another game. Okay? And so, I mean, of course, you can twist it and say it is competition against another game. It's about if your game is good enough to lure people away from whatever they're playing, whatever they're spending time on. It could be just Twitter or Facebook or whatever, YouTube, whatever they're spending their time on. Your game has to be compelling enough to grab them and catch them and say, yo, I got you in the headlock, play. But that's not what happened. Nobody wants to. I have zero interest in playing Marathon, especially if I have to pay for. Hell no. If it was on Game Pass, I'd be like, I'll try it. And that's just far, and I'll try it, and then I'll probably won't play it. Because I barely play Call of Duty. I started playing Call of Duty just to campaign. I'm like, I get in there, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. I was just like, no, I was more than an hour or two, because I got to the campaign dinner part where you see the trailer with the motorcycle. So I got past that, and I'm back at the house, at the safe house. I forgot what the next mission is, but oh, no. I passed that too. Wait, did I pass that too? Yeah, I think I did. I went to the next mission where, anyway, it doesn't matter. Point is, even with a good game of Call of Duty, some people fall off whatever for some reason, because I'm playing South of Midnight now, Avowed. I still got to go back to that. Games that are a little bit more unique, a little bit more different than just Call of Duty and stuff in a first-person shooter. And I think Marathon's problem is part of a general overall problem for the industry, in that Call of Duty, I'm not going to say Call of Duty ruined it, but Call of Duty started this trend where everybody wants to be Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is the only Call of Duty. Battlefield's the closest, but it's still not, right? And so everybody's trying to get that money, right? And they've forgotten about the smaller games, like South of Midnight, like what's coming up, Expedition 33. Right? Shuhei Yoshida himself said, he was praising Expedition 33, an Xbox exclusive, baby. Exclusives don't matter. And he's like, 30 hours for the main campaign, another 30 hours for side quests, the acting, the gameplay, this is great. And it was only 30 people made that game. Shuhei is the perfect person to say something like that, because he was in charge of indies. He understands the value of a smaller team making these games that seem to be AAA. I would say Expedition 33 is AAA. Now, if you're gonna base it off of how many team members made it or what the budget was, then that's different. But if you look at the quality and how much time you spend in it, that's AAA. That's AAA all day long. And so these companies have lost sight of the variety of games that can be successful. And so you spend enough money, you spend this much amount of money, you make this much amount of money. It's not about making the biggest game to try to get the biggest return, because that's a bigger risk. Obviously, you see Sony's going through that right now because everything they're doing is sucking. Even Marathon, even though a lot of people maybe didn't work on it or whatever, or the budget was lower, they still spend $3.7 billion on Bungie, so their budget is through the ceiling because they spent that much money. And Bungie isn't the same budget. I said this before. But anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Show me my like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Marathon. Oh, wait, I forgot. The price. The prices. Okay. How is it that I put a tweet out today. I said, did I say thanks, Nintendo? I said something about Nintendo. It's Nintendo's fault, basically. They put the Switch out. They have these games all high and stuff, the $80 game, $90 games. I'm like, PlayStation's gonna come right back out and bust out some prices increase. And guess what they did? Price increases in the UK and Europe and so wherever else. And I'm like, you see? And they're not, it's all because the market conditions again. I'm like, come on, son. Really? It's so ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. I just hope Xbox stays the course. Do not raise prices. Do not follow suit. Just because you can, just because everybody is quote unquote accepting it. No. You have to. It's like kind of a inverse of what happened. Like instead of the corporations trying to make a cheaper product for people to buy, PlayStation thinks they're in the lead, right? They're like, oh, still with that fake number. And like, oh yeah, we're the market leader, so we can do whatever we want. Meanwhile, Xbox is come through and smack them right across the internet. I'm telling you, they're setting themselves up for failure, and they don't see it. They just care about money. It's so blatant. And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Sony, I'm looking at Nintendo. I'm like, really, guys? I mean, y'all know there's like a global recession happening, right? And y'all just don't care. Y'all don't care. And every time I think about that, I think about Jeff Grubb and what he was talking about capitalism. And I was like, yeah, he's right. But anyway, now this is the real end. Hit me in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the price ups. The price ups. Sony, greedy. Yes, they are. Concord being the failure that it is, the greatest failure in the world. We can't forget Concord. And, Marathon. Is Marathon Concord too? Well, no, who knows? I don't know, but we will see. But I catch y'all to take the way.